Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to my midweek live news stream. I'm sorry, I'm still a bit bunged up and a bit snuffly, but hopefully you can hear me okay and understand what I'm saying in my stupid voice. Right, so I'm not in the best of moods tonight, as I said earlier on in my gaming stream when I turned my game off in a big huff. But I've got a bit of housekeeping I want to get out of the way first. Yes, I thought I'd use the countdown that comes with comes with StreamYards, because I've noticed recently when I've just put on the intro video, it's like it does this weird echo, and I don't know why. I don't know why it does it, but I thought I'll see if I can put their video on first, and then we'll see what happens. But anyway, whatever. Right. So anyway, I just want to have a little moan about people on the internet, and I know I shouldn't get upset about them. But a lot of people on the internet are idiots, aren't they? And who just comment on your videos. I think it's just to get attention, and I should just ignore them, but I haven't done. So anyway, today I got a comment on a video of mine. Magnificent Mondays, number 29, The Last Starfighter. I'll share it. Just bear with me while I do this. Right. There it is. There we go. It's from Magnificent Mondays, number 29, The Last Starfighter. And some chap called Sam Pickens 1998. Can you see that? I'll make it bigger. Sam Pickens 1998, an hour ago, said, I was hoping to see the movie. I don't wish to listen to you trying to talk. I gave you a thumbs down. And obviously Sam Pickens 1998 is a bit of a frigging idiot. But, you know, thanks for the engagement. But anyway... So I replied, thanks, but what did you expect? It's YouTube, not friggin' Netflix. Give yourself a thumbs down for being stupid. Now, I know I shouldn't have said that. I should have just ignored it. Or even deleted it, or whatever. But I don't like doing stuff like that. And it got me thinking, why do people do it? Is it just for attention? Do they just want a bit of attention? But this Sam Pickens chap, I'm going to get out of full screen. I thought, well, I'll click on him and see what he's got on his channel. Sod all! This channel doesn't have any content. But he's got 2 subscribers. Probably him and his mum, probably, I imagine. If he's born in 1998, he's what, 26? So he should know better. But anyway. And then I saw this today. It's weird, isn't it, how things just pop up. You know, just out of the blue. I saw it on Facebook. Avoid people who mess with your head. People who say things to upset you. People who want you to make them the priority, but won't do the same for you. People who don't apologise. You don't need these kind of people. Avoid them. And that's what I should have done. That's what I usually do. I usually turn it back in on itself and laugh at it. But I was annoyed, and this was before my adventures on the high seas in Skull and Bones earlier on. But that got on my nerves. Anyway, Wingray says, I've had a couple comments that were really mean. And as soon as I replied to them, they said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd see that. And what did they expect? What did they expect? Like, you know, what the F? I was going to have a massive sweary rant tonight, but I've calmed down a bit. I've had a little drinky in my Queen glass. I don't know if you can see it. The band Queen that... my mate and his wife got me for Christmas. So I've calmed down a bit now. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. If you don't like my videos, if you don't like my stupid voice, which I know I've got a stupid voice, bit of a droning monotone, I know, stupid Yorkshire accent, but what can I do? It's where I'm from. Bugger off and watch something else. I'm not forcing you to do it. Go watch something else. If you want to give it a thumbs down, that's up to you. But, you know, why did you have to take the time to do a comment as well? You know. Go and do something on your own channel. Why don't you? Sam Pickens 1998. But, right, that's that out of the way. Right. Oh, right, I can get rid of that. Right, the news. Off we go with the news. So, let's get on with it, shall we? Anyway, right, let's get the news up. Let's begin. But before we start, I better make sure we're going, haven't we? In all the The areas. Right, we're going on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be going on Rumble, I hope. I've heard people having problems with Rumble today. Let's see. Nope, I'm there. I'm going on Rumble. And we should be going on Twitch. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yes, I'm going on Twitch as well. I keep saying, don't know why I keep doing Twitch. I don't get any more viewers. I don't know. Maybe I get a couple of views. I don't know. But anyway, whatever. Right. Like and subscribe. Share the videos. Drop a comment. Hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. As I said, we're live on all them other things and all the other stuff. Links are in the description for everything, including the articles that we're going to be looking at. I'll put timestamps in later and I'll upload it to Spotify. I'm not sure if they're doing it to Amazon and Google Podcasts now. I know Google Podcasts is closing, so I'll have to update my website. But we'll see what happens. But it'll be on Spotify anyway. I'll have to look into like iTunes and these other places, won't I, to put my stuff on. But anyway. Everyone who suddenly flocked to Twitch a few months ago didn't stay long. I guess it's something, I don't know. What is that? Good, pardon me. Good for money. I don't know. But I've noticed with these websites, like these platforms like Twitch and Kick and Odyssey, it's really hard to get traction on them. It's really hard to get subscribers or followers, whatever they call them, and views and stuff like that. You get lost in the panoply of people that are there. Not sure what happened to my typing there. Have you been drinking as well? You should be still at work, I think, at this time. Anyway, we'll call it autocorrect, shall we? But I don't know what "no" means. But anyway, whatever. But thank you. Yes, I don't know. But I said stuff like Twitch and Kick and Odyssey and what else have I tried? I think that's all I can think of. Really hard to get any traction going. And I don't know why. That's a Rumble. I don't do too bad. On views on Rumble. And I've got 81 followers, which is amazing. Sometimes it goes down a bit. Sometimes it goes up a bit. I get more views on the live streams than I do on the regular videos. But, you know, whatever. It's cool. I think I get... No, I'm going to say, I think I might get more views. Sometimes I get more views on Rumble than I do on YouTube, but I don't know. Maybe it's an algorithm or something. But anyway. News. Let's get on with it. So, here we go. First up, from InsideTheMagic.com, Luke Daman. Is that a real name? You know, is he Daman? Probably not. He's probably just an idiot because he's lying. Gina Carano confirms her Star Wars return in new comments. No, she don't. Read the article. I didn't read all the article as usual. I've not read these articles. Some of them I've skimmed through a little bit because I was curious. I skimmed through this one. She doesn't. He's lying. Right, and there she is as Cara Dune. I like Gina Carano. She can bear hug me any day of the week. She'd just tie me in a knot, a big fat knot, but she'd tie me in a big knot and just kill me. And I'd be fine with that. Anyway, Gina Carano confirms she wants to return to her Star Wars roots. Right, here we go. During a panel at a Philadelphia fan event, former Star Wars actress Gina Carano assured attendees that she has no problems with Disney and would gladly return. Carano previously portrayed the character of Cara Dune in the Disney Plus original series The Mandalorian, becoming a fan favourite character. You know what? I wouldn't put it that far. She was fine in the role, and she's nice to look at. But I wouldn't say she was a fan favourite. And she's not the best actress in the world, is she? You know, come on. But anyway, Carano fell right into the character. And by the way, you know, I do like her. She was good in Terror on the Prairie. That was a good film with that. I enjoyed that. Anyway, Carano fell right into the character of New Republic Marshal Cara Dune for the first 2 seasons of the Disney Plus original series, quickly becoming one of the more popular and important characters of this new era of Star Wars. However, Carano was let go from The Mandalorian in 2021, which sent a shockwave throughout the Disney and Star Wars communities. You know, just because they got loads of goodwill because of the Luke Skywalker appearance at the end of season 2, and they threw it all away, did Disney. Anyway, Hi Steve, I only watch you on YouTube. I'm listening while I get some cleaning done, so please forgive me if I don't talk. Cool, but thanks for commenting in the chat. You'll get your cleaning done, and then you can come and do mine afterwards, because I need lots of cleaning doing and dusting. I've got loads of cobwebs. My house is like the Munsters house or the Addams family's house, just cobwebs everywhere. I've got dusters, but I bought one of those, what they call it, I forgot what they call it, micro microfiber things for my blinds. I've got blinds up at the window. I've got curtains, but I've got blinds as well to clean them. So I've got that to look forward to. And my kitchen windows need cleaning. They're dirtier on the inside than the outside. Anyway, where were we? Cara Dune, right, Gina Carano. Where were we? I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, yeah, they threw it all away. All the goodwill from the Luke Skywalker appearance. They threw that all away. Helped along by Pablo Hidalgo, being a knobhead and saying, not nasty things, but pretty unkind things on the internet about a certain YouTuber. Anyway, as season 2 episodes began to roll out, Carano was seen sharing quite a few troubling posts on social media. They weren't troubling at all. These posts range from COVID-19 misinformation, except it won't. I mean, it's all come true. Everything that everybody said about COVID-19 has come true. And the vaccines and everything. It has. It's all come true. People are starting to get ill, apparently. Most people aren't. 99% I suppose of people aren't. But there are people getting ill from the vaccines. But anyway, which is, it happens with all vaccines, doesn't it? But at the time, if you said anything like that, it was, then, you're a conspiracy theorist. To transphobic jokes, memes, and even references to the Holocaust. It's just people being, triggered, basically. A bit like I was earlier on. People being triggered, because that's the name of the game. Anyway, these provoked outrage from fans. That should be like some fans, a tiny minority of fans, and the Star Wars community as a whole. No, it didn't want. And as a whole, no, it wasn't as a whole. It was a tiny minority of people that had issue with Gina Carano. With the Walt Disney Company taking quick action, except it wasn't the Walt Disney Company, it was Lucasfilm that took action. But anyway, eventually Carano was let go from the show's production ahead of season 3. Her contract wasn't renewed. SARS, was that before COVID? Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. That's probably what they were thinking of when they mentioned COVID. Carano's absence was addressed in a small scene in season 3, explaining that her character is busy doing something else off screen. And there she is again. I never really liked that she had this tattoo, this rebellion, the rebellion or republic, whatever it's called, thing on it. I just thought, why would you have that? But anyway. I don't like facial tattoos. That's why I'm never a fan of Chakotay on Star Trek Voyager. Anyway, Carano was deeply upset by the decision, so much so that she filed a lawsuit against both Disney and Lucasfilm. The actress claims she was discriminated against and is a victim of wrongful termination, which is true. She was. However, according to Screen Rant, Carano explained that she's speaking out so that fans and the general public know what's going on. Despite these lawsuits, the actress claims she has no ill will against Disney and would love to return to Star Wars. Carano, a former women's MMA and Muay Thai fighter, managed to scoop up a few roles after being fired by Disney. She wasn't fired, her contract wasn't renewed. She has starred in several productions from right-leaning organisations like Breitbart's My Son Hunter, 2022, which I've not seen, but I've heard it's quite funny. And The Daily Wire's Terror on the Prairie, which they've spelt wrong, 2022, which is a decent film. It's not the most amazing film in the world. It's essentially a revenge flick. But she does well in it, as a, in a starring role. I thought they said she was dead. What? Gina Carano? Cara Dune. I honestly can't remember. I honestly can't remember what they said about her in season 3. Anyway, I can't even remember that they even mentioned her, to be honest. Anyway, There were already plans for Cara Dune to have her own spin-off show, Rangers of the New Republic. Plans for this show and any future appearances of Cara Dune were cancelled following the actress's firing. Instead, we got to season 3. Pardon me. With the story being reworked into season 3 of The Mandalorian, which was terrible. And they had that cameo, didn't they, by the alien chap from Star Wars Rebels. For no reason. That must have cost him a fortune to do that, or that CG, for that alien. And we thought, he's going to pop up in Ahsoka or something like that. Never saw him again. In her lawsuit, Carano seeks at least $75,000 in punitive damages, as well as a court order that would force Lucasfilm to rewrite her into The Mandalorian. Caramps, comments at the recent fan expo seem to indicate the actress is attempting to make amends with Disney. Her return does not feel likely, however, with Disney invoking First Amendment rights in the suit, claiming it, along with Lucasfilm, is entitled to protect its own thoughts and opinions from Carano's hurtful comments. So they're allowed to their First Amendment rights, are all fine and dandy, but she can't have her First Amendment rights to, say what she really heartfeltly feels. Is that a word? Heartfeltly. On social media. But when people like not Pablo Hidalgo, the other fella, the Mandalorian, him anyway, Pedro Pascal goes on accusing millions of Americans of essentially being allied with those nasty Germans from World War II, nothing happens to him. His First Amendment rights were okay. But because Kathleen Kennedy never liked Gina Carano, apparently, it was an excuse to get rid of her. Carano's suit against Disney marks a turning point in Hollywood. And by the way, since then, several of the cast on Mandalorian have backed Gina Carano, saying, she was a delight to work with. It was Kathleen Kennedy didn't like her, and she wanted an excuse to get rid of her. Carano's suit against Disney marks a turning point in Hollywood, with the actress teaming up with Elon Musk, taking advantage of the entrepreneur's pledge to fund discrimination lawsuits personally. The actress is unlikely to return to Star Wars, but only time will tell what implications this lawsuit has for the rest of Hollywood and the entertainment industry at large. Stay tuned here for more bad Star Wars news updates. Inside the Magic's terrible, isn't it? It is a terrible website. So there we go. So she doesn't confirm her Star Wars return. That's just clickbait. A clickbait title, which worked. Anyway. Josh Temple's here. Harpoon at the ready. Hope you're all well. Yes, we're fine. And you're not creeping in the shadows tonight. Oops. I meant you come on twice then. So there we go. Gina Carano. I hope she wins a lawsuit. I don't think she will. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it just shows the hypocrisy of the big business. Big business. Oh, we've got First Amendment rights to do what we like with our employees. But anyway. Right, let's move on. I was going to put the link, to invite people into the chat, to appear on screen with me in the chat, but you know what? I can't be bothered with people today. Sorry if you wanted to come on. Oh, sod it, I'll do it. Sod it. So if anybody wants to come on, right, I'll copy that and I'll pop it in the chat. Just bear with me. If anybody wants to come on camera and chat about the news. Right, I've put it in the chat. So there we go. That should appear now. So we'll see what happens. Right, we'll move on. What am I doing? I don't know. Right, here we go. Next up, sticking with Disney. This is an interesting one. It's from Deadline. A few stories from Deadline this week. Jill Goldsmith. Disney's Bob Iger on reducing Marvel output, balancing sequels and original films. Where are we? Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, go away articles, said the company will limit its output of Marvel movies to 2 good films a year. 3 maximum. 2 good films a year. You mean all the other ones that they weren't putting out were not good. I mean, we could have told him that. 2 good films a year, unbelievable. From about 4, and also cut the numbers of TV series spin-offs for the franchise. So he's basically admitted there that they've been making crap. They've been going quantity over quality, haven't they? That's what they've been doing. Rather than, giving fans what they want. Speaking on a conference call with analysts Tuesday after quarterly numbers, Iger took questions about the studio strategy after some high-profile misses led to widespread talk of superhero fatigue. Fatigue. Marvel shows will dip to 2 series a year from 4. He called output a vestige of basically a desire in the past to increase volume, i.e. quantity over quality. We are stemmed from a desire in the past to increase volume. We are slowly going to decrease volume. Iger said he's working hard with the studio to reduce output and focus more on quality. And that, overall, I feel great about how things are shaping up. Focus more on quality, as opposed to just getting any old crap out or on screen, either on TV or on the big screen, the silver screen. He said... Wingrace said, how about they make longer seasons? Then you don't need to shove 6 shows into a year. Exactly. And I can. Yes, they should make long seasons. Get away from this. It's like the British thing, isn't it? In Britain, our TV shows are generally 6 episodes for some reason. I don't know why, but when we do a series in the UK, they're usually short ones, and you seem to be copying that now for some reason. But anyway, I can't pop on at the moment. I'm still at work. Okie dokie, that's fine. That's fine. Where were we? 6 episodes. Yes, should make longer seasons. Should go back to how they used to do it in the old days, and maybe not have like 24 episodes a season, but have between 15 and 20 episodes, and then you can get a decent story arc going, can't you? But that's not what they seem to want. Anywho, where were we? He said Disney more broadly is going to balance sequels with originals, but defended the latter. There's a lot of value in sequels since the properties are known and require less effort in terms of marketing. It depends, doesn't it, on the sequel, what it's a sequel to. I mean, look how well the Marvels did. Oh dear, and that was a sequel. We had gone through a period where our original films in animation were dominating. We are now swinging back a bit to lean on sequels, he said, noting Inside Out 2 coming this summer and plans for Toy Story 5. For God's sake. I didn't even like Inside Out 1. I didn't like it. And Toy Story 4, I didn't hate it, but, it was kind of unnecessary, wasn't it? They should have just left Toy Story as a sequel. As a trilogy. But anyway. So Toy Story 5, no, don't know. Don't care. Laura Smith says, I miss 22 episode seasons for character development and story arcs. Exactly, yes. So do I. But even in these shorter seasons that we see now, they still have these episodes that don't go anywhere, don't they? It's like they still have filler episodes in these tiny short seasons instead of just getting on with the main story arc. But anyway. Witness says Toy Story 4 wasn't Toy Story, it was Woody's adventure as Toy Story tale. Essentially, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. I can't remember a lot about it, to be honest. I know he ended up buggering off with Belle, didn't he, at the end? They should have just left it at the end of Toy Story 3. Perfect trilogy, that was. The perfect trilogy. Anyway, where were we? In terms of Marvel... Oh, hang on. It's Laura saying hello to everybody. In terms of Marvel specifically, an original Thunderbolts is coming along with Deadpool and Wolverine, which I'm looking forward to. I saw a really funny clip today. I should have looked for it on YouTube and shared it. I'm going to do it now, actually. I'm going to see if I can find it. So just talk amongst yourselves while I look for this. I presume it's on YouTube. I hope it is. Let's see if we can find it. Is it this one? Is it this? Right, just bear with me. You might hear it. Hang on, is it this one? No, it isn't. I'll try this one. You might hear it in the background. Oh no, it's muted.
What I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
No, it ain't that one. Never mind. Don't matter. I don't think it's on YouTube. Right, where were we? Basically, the clip from Deadpool and Wolverine is where they're heading towards, the big Ant-Man head helmet, and it opens up and you see a skull inside, and Deadpool quips, Paul Rudd finally aged, which is amusing. Which is amusing to me. Anyway, Deadpool and Wolverine. This summer, a new instalment's coming of Captain American. Proofreading. Thing of the past. Captain American and Avengers. Captain American. Except it's not Captain American, is it? It's, I forgot his bloody name. Falcon. It's Falcon, isn't it? So it's not Captain America. Steve Rogers is Captain America. Reduced Marvel output isn't great news for exhibition as theatres struggle to return to pre-COVID levels with what seems to be fewer releases overall. Asked about 20th Century Fox content, he said, "We'll continue to look at the library to see what can be mined." Noting Alien Romulus, Avatar 3, which is coming, obviously Planet of the Apes, when there might be more opportunity pending the success of the latest film to do more. Excuse me. I don't think we'll necessarily lean into the library, but we'll continue to look opportunistically at it. The film studio results are lumped in Disney's entertainment division with linear networks and streaming. Under content sales, licensing and other, the studio was a drag last quarter. It's such a drag. As the company noted, lower theatrical distribution results with no deadline in it, with no significant titles released versus Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in the prior year quarter, which I've still not watched, which also included ongoing coin from Avatar: The Way of Water. I still haven't watched my 4K version of that. Still haven't watched it. Disney also noted higher film cost impairments for the quarter. What's that supposed to mean? No idea. Stop spending so much on films, basically. That's what I'd say to them. Higher film cost impairments. Stop spending $200 million on each film. They should look at Mercury Rapids for what can be mined. Steven Spielberg already got his mitts on that. And mined it. Tinfoil hat on. Pressed on the studio, Disney CFO Hugh Johnston described a transition period. "We certainly feel very good about the upcoming slate and that the business should get back to profitability. We certainly feel good about it being a healthy, profitable business over time. Beyond that, I don't want to get into quarterly guidance on the subcomponent of one of our segments." Right. Apparently, Disney Plus went into profit in the last quarter. I think something by $44 million or something like that. But they expect, the next quarter, it to lose money again. So why they made money suddenly, I've no idea. Because has there been some big films on Disney Plus that have brought in lots of subscribers? Or maybe it was just over Christmas. Or maybe, maybe it was just over Christmas where lots of people got like iPhones and stuff like that that had the free Disney Plus subscription with it. Something like that. I bet it's something to do with that. So the subscribers might have gone up a bit. And they've classed it as a profit. Maybe all the sports they were doing. Yes, I've heard that mentioned as well. Because apparently there's what is it now? Is it on Hulu? If you want the Hulu TV, you have to subscribe to Disney Plus and ESPN as well. Something like that. So anyway, but we don't get Hulu over here. In the Black Friday, yes, I'm trying to talk. The Black Friday sale they did, yes. They should spend some money to make a proper Stargate movie, though. Well, Amazon should, yes, Amazon should. Maybe they are, I don't know, we'll see. I haven't got any sources. Apart from ketchup and some salad cream, they're the only sauces I've got in the fridge. So there we go. What else we're going to say? Something else as well. What was it? They made a profit. I said that, didn't I? I'm sure there was something else I were going to bring up, and I've forgotten. Never mind. Yes, justice for Jonas. Should bring him back, shouldn't they? Give him a Daedalus class ship to command. Like they did, they brought him into, was it Star Trek Renegades? Remember that? They did Star Trek Renegades, that fan film, and then after the CBS kicked off about fan films, they renamed it, didn't they? Just Renegades, and he got a ship in that, didn't he? Did Corin Nemec. Anyway. Heard a rumour they put Serenity on YouTube. Don't know if it is true. I don't know. Shall we have a look? I'll have a look. The film Serenity, or do you mean Firefly? I'll look it up. Serenity. You can buy or rent it in the UK anyway. It's just there to buy or rent. I'll look up Firefly. I'll have a good spell it. Firefly. View all. Oh no, you can buy that as well on YouTube in the UK. In the UK. Anyway. Excuse me. An Icheb or Icheb, how you pronounce it, was alive in that universe. Was it? I can't remember. Yes, I haven't checked. Oh, right. Well, it's in the UK. Maybe it is elsewhere, but not in the UK. Serenity is free with ads on YouTube in the States. Oh, right. Okay. Yes, they did. I couldn't say I always called him Icheb. Dirty. I'm going to pronounce it how I want to pronounce it. Anywho, let's move on. What's next? Sticking with Deadline. Matt Grober this time. Michelle Yeoh to start in Blade Runner 2099 sequel series. Excuse me, for Prime Video. Excuse me. Just wet me whistle, and there she is, the lovely Michelle Yeoh. And that's obviously a shot from Blade Runner 2049, which I thought were a pile of boring poo. I did. Anyway. I can't see for this thing. There we go. I don't even know. What did Manu say that pissed everyone off? I don't know. People seem to fall out with him, didn't they, for some reason, but I don't know what. But anyway, he seems a personable chap from what I've seen on social media, but I recall him saying something that annoyed people, didn't it? But I don't know what. He probably said he was going to vote for Trump or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I probably am. Anyway, Everything Everywhere All at Once Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh has found her next major starring vehicle in Blade Runner 2099. Why don't they make Moonbase Alpha, what are they going to call it? Are they going to call it Moonbase Alpha or Space 2099? The script is on my website, mercuryrapids.com. Anyway, Blade Runner 2099, Prime Video's limited series following up the 2017 movie sequel, Blade Runner 2049, which I thought were boring as hell. And I still haven't watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and you know why? Because I don't like Short Round, whatever the hell the actor's name is. I don't like him, he gets on my nerves. Anyway, back to Manu. He had some comments against the actor who played Stamets when he came out saying Kevin Spacey molested him. Oh, right. They've reconciled since then, but since Discovery was the shiny new thing at the time, it didn't go over well. Oh, right. I knew Wingray said no, because he is omniscient, as was proven, I think last night, on Scottish Geek Guy's live stream, We just prove that he is, he's an omnipotent mega being from another dimension because he travels backwards and forwards in time. But anyway, go and watch Scottish Geek Guy's live stream from last night. And check the chat. Details of Yeoh's role are under wraps, as is the show's plot. Maybe she's playing... maybe it's a Star Trek crossover and she's playing Empress Georgiou of Section 31. And she's in the Blade Runner section of Section 31. Do you reckon? But it marks the latest expansion of the sci-fi franchise based on Philip K. Dick's seminal novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which I've got somewhere. I've got that book, not read it. I started reading it, but I didn't get very far. Which kicked off with Ridley Scott's classic 1982 film Blade Runner. Production recently began overseas following a delay of nearly a year due to the double strikes of 2023. While it originally had been set to shoot in Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland in the UK, the show wound up relocating to Prague following the work's stoppage. In addition to serving as showrunner of the limited series, Silke Louisa is exec producing alongside Scott, Alcon Entertainment co-founders Andrew Kosovi, dunno, and Broderick Johnson, I know how to pronounce that. Alcon's president of television Ben Roberts and David W. Zucker and Clayton Kruger. That's a name. That's the name of a baddie, isn't it? In some Clayton Kruger, like a henchman. Anyway, from Scott Free Productions, Tom Spezialy. I bet he got, I bet they say, "What's your specialty, mate?" I bet they used to say that to him, but in American accent. Richard Sharkey. I picked Sharky picked up 10 and I picked up the 5. It was 20 grand, wasn't it? It's 20 grand, right? Sharky picks up 15 and I pick up the 5. You've no idea what I'm talking about, have you? Look up Bad News. It's an album. Michael Green, Cynthia Yorkin, Frank Gustra and Isa Dick Hackett. Is that a joke name? That's a joke name, isn't it? Jonathan Van Tullaken, Shogun. Why does he get a thing in brackets? He's directing because he's directing the first 2 episodes and also serves as executive producer or extended play with Stephen Johnson. It's the first I've heard of this as co-executive producer. Have I missed some mail? I must have missed. I'll check my emails or something. I don't know. I've got an email waiting. Maybe that's it. Maybe saying, Stephen Johnson, come to Hollywood right now. You're executive producing Blade Runner 2099. But I didn't like 2049. It doesn't matter. Anyway, better check your bank account. Yes, I bet I had as well. Let's see if there's money's gone in or gone out. Not that I've got much. Last year, I presume it's another one. It must be another one. Maybe it's my nephew. He's called Stephen Johnson as well. He's keeping something secret. Last year, because it's, an uncommon name. There's millions of us. Last year, Yeoh became the first Best Actress Oscar winner of Asian descent with Everything Everywhere All at Once. She rose to fame in 1990s Hong Kong action films before going on to star in myriad acclaimed hits. Use the word myriad correctly. Cool. In addition to A24, she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and all stuff like that, wasn't she? And she married the boss of Ferrari. I think of the boss of Ferrari at the time, Jean Todt. This tiny little Frenchman who looks like Napoleon. The boss of Ferrari, the Ferrari Formula 1 team. And she married him. And I was thinking, what the hell does she see in him? Maybe he's hung like a horse, I don't know. Or maybe it's because he's a billionaire or whatever. I don't know. But anyway. Michelle Yeoh, what did you see in what first attracted you to the billionaire Jean Todt? Or whatever he was. In addition to A24's Everything Everywhere, she was recently been seen in Netflix's The Brother's Son and The Witcher Blood Origins, which apparently is one of the worst things ever put to screen, as well as A Haunting in Venice and other films. Just recently awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honour, Yeoh next will be seen in John M. Chu's Wicked. Excuse me. Other upcoming projects include Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek Section 31, which has her reprising her role as Emperor. She's Empress. I think they even call her Empress. I'm sure they do in the series. Philippa Giorgio. Come on, women. Take it back. Take your Empress, actress words back. You don't want to be same as fellas. You want to be your own thing. From Star Trek Discovery, as well as the Avatar sequels from James Cameron. She's repped... who cares? Which Netflix just cancelled. The Witcher Blood Origins or The Brother's Son? I don't know. I didn't see either because I didn't see the regular Witcher. So anyway, they just cancelled The Witcher, didn't they? I think it was supposed to go. Well, it's supposed to go 5 seasons. It's only going 4 or something like that. Brother's Son. That's the first I've heard of it. I've never heard of it. That's the thing with Netflix. Things just appear, don't they? And you wonder how people find them. Is it supposed to be Sun? S-U-N? Well, they've spelt it. Oh, no, they haven't. I thought they'd spelt it S-O-N, but they haven't. Sorry, I'm thinking you'd got it right then. Oh, dear. So there we go. She's going to be in Blade Runner anyway. So will she be a replicant, or will she be a Blade Runner, or will she be something else? I don't know. I can't even remember how Blade Runner 2049 ended. I remember Dave Bautista were in it at the beginning. And that's about it, really. Harrison Ford popped up, didn't he? Can't remember much about it. Oh, I remember... What they call her? Anna de Armas. She made an impression in the film. In fact, I even drew a picture of her from... the only thing about that film that made an impression, I drew a picture of her. When she appeared as a giant hologram pointing at not Deckard. What's his face? At that. I didn't know she was in Avatar. Yeah, I think she played one of the Na'vi, I think. But don't ask me which one. I can't remember. Anywho, I think she did. She will have done. I don't think she wasn't there on screen. She was there as a Na'vi, I think. But anyway, I could be wrong. I've only seen it once, and I keep meaning to watch it again. I've got it on 4K, and I still haven't watched it. Still haven't watched it. I've watched it, but not my 4K copy, if you know what I mean. Right. William Shatner next. Yes, I'm just checking, make sure this is the only Star Trek news we've got for today. I never bothered to watch the second one. It's quite good. I like the Avatar films. I think they're fine. I love the first one. It always brings a tear to my eye when all the animals, spoilers, when all the animals come at the end. It always brings a tear to my eye. He can make a good film, can James Cameron, but it's not exactly original, are they? But they're well made and they get me blood pumping. And the second one is pretty much the same, but different. It's much of a muchness, but I still enjoyed it. Right, next up. Sorry, I'm still snuffling. Right, what's next? This is from Decider. Never heard of him. Who wrote this? Radamle de Leon. Cool. William Shatner might consider returning in Star Trek as Captain Kirk as long as they de-age him. Laura Smith says, neither did I watch Avatar 2. It's good. It's worth a watch. I think it's quite good. I didn't mind the first one. I watched it twice in IMAX and then never again, though. I only went to see it at the cinema once in 3D. Watched it in 3D. Right. I think I went to see Force Awakens 3 times, I think. Yeah. And maybe Rogue One 3 times. And then after that, it was just once for each of the films. Anyway, it's been 30 years since William Shatner last took to the screen. It's a bit small, isn't it? I meant that bigger. That better. Yeah. It's been 30 years since William Shatner last took the screen as the celebrated Captain Kirk in a Star Trek film, but the 93-year-old actor says he could be convinced to come back to the franchise. Speaking to the Canadian press... Excuse me. My throat's a bit dry. I'm still a bit snuffly and my throat's acting up a bit. And my son's caught it as well. And I've heard the neighbours coughing. So there must be something going round. I've not given it to the neighbours because I don't speak to them. Feel better, Steve. More hot tea with lemon. Yes, I've been having that. And honey for you, sir. Yes. I've been having, I've got some lemon, green tea with lemon tea bags. So I've been having that with honey in. And cuppa soups, chicken cuppa soups and stuff like that. Right, where were we? Speaking to the Canadian press, I'll get there. And Aiden's having the same as well. Speaking to the Canadian press, Shatner revealed that he would reprise the role, but only under a few conditions. It's an intriguing idea, Shatner said. It's almost impossible, but if it was a great role, proofreading, and so well written, and if there were a reason to be there, not just to make a cameo appearance, but if there were a genuine reason for the character appearing, I might consider it. Patient zero. Yes, I meant zero. Be one of them maps, the maps of the world where they show a pandemic spreading, the earth turning red, and it's like me in the middle. Hello, I'll say the red. The actor suggested that he could return as a younger version of his character with the help of de-aging technology. Shatner, who recently signed on to become the spokesperson of TOYG, a company that specialises in de-aging technology, said it takes years off your face. I think it's a few years off your body as well, Bill. Sorry, but I know you're still fit and you ride horses, but you're not the Kirk of yesteryear, are you? Anyway, it takes years off your face so that in a film you can look 10, 20, 30, 50 years younger than you are. That was my impression of Captain Kirk. And there he is. In Star Trek 3, where he's been told he can't have the Enterprise. Jim, the Enterprise is 30 years old. Or 20 years old. And it isn't, though. It's like 40 years old or whatever, isn't it? But never mind. Or they could just take the idea they had for Mirror Kirk in Enterprise and repurpose it for whichever show he's popping back into. Yeah, I don't think that won't happen, will they? I don't think it'll happen, except for in one of these old toy things. This controversial technology was recently used in Harrison Ford's final performance in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Shatner also had his own pitch for how the deceased character, is this not an English language website? Is it like translated or something? But anyway, I don't know. How the deceased character could return to the franchise, considering Captain Kirk died in the 1994 film Star Trek Generations, which were on telly today. I just caught it. I just switched it channel over, and Kirk were there with blood running down his face, going, "It was fun." Oh dear. A company that wants to freeze my body and my brain for the future might be a way of going about it, Shatner suggested. We've got Captain Kirk's brain frozen here. There's a scenario. Let's see if we can bring back a little bit of this, a little salt, a little pepper. Oh, look at that. Here comes Captain Kirk. Well, they've got his bits frozen, haven't they, at that Section 31 base. Anywho, Wingrace says, I'd say maybe as a voice in Lower Decks, that's most likely, innit? But that doesn't seem likely. Oh, well, it's the easiest thing to do, innit? If Terry was doing Legacy, I bet they'd work something out. We'd hope so. Do you think Terry Metalis will come back to Trek? Do you think? I don't think so. Not with Kurtzman around. Now that his other series, his other things, his other projects have like floundered. He's back at Trek, isn't he? Full steam ahead. Section 31. Full steam ahead. Starfleet Academy. Nobody cares. Everybody wants Legacy. Kurtzman doesn't care. Says it's not up to me, it's up to people above my pay grade. Nonsense. You're the one that gets the ball rolling, mate. If you wanted it to happen, you'd make it happen like you did with your bloody Starfleet Academy. Anyway, Paramount recently announced that a Star Trek 4 is in the works. Details are still under wraps regarding the new film, but the role of Captain Kirk will surely be played by Chris Pine, who took on the role in the 2009 reboot. Variety reports that Paramount Pictures hopes to have the original cast from the reboot involved, including Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, and more. Simon Pegg. And that's it, really, isn't it? Oh, John Cho, because they can't get Anton Yelchin back because he passed away, didn't he? Starfleet babies with Muppets. Don't say it because it might make it happen. With you being, a trans-dimensional mega being, just your words could, manifest it into reality, Wingrace. So behave. Pardon me. The flight attendant series creator Steve Yockey recently signed on as a screenwriter. But there's still hope for Shatner's return yet, as Paramount reportedly has at least 2 other Star Trek projects in development, one of which will be an origin story for the franchise. Shatner made these remarks while promoting the new documentary about his life titled You Can Call Me Bill. The documentary looks back on his life and career, complete with commentary from the actor himself. And there we go. I'd like to see him come back as Captain Kirk. Why can't they do like a multiverse of Kirks where we're meeting the William Shatner Kirk and the Chris Pine Kirk and the animated series Kirk and what other Kirks have we had? The Strange New Worlds Kirk. Have we had any more? Have we had any more Kirks? Jim Carrey Kirk. Why not? Why not? Anyway, I hope it happens. I hope it happens. I like William Shatner. Everybody likes William Shatner. So there we go. So I hope it happens. But, I won't hold my breath. Mostly because I can't. I'll die. Right. What's next? Back to... Go away. Back to Deadline again. Oh, excuse me. Armando Tinoco this time. Go away. Patty Jenkins says Wonder Woman 3 is over for the time being, easily forever, and shares Star Wars Rogue Squadron update. And there's Patty Jenkins. And I always say, I think she's kind of hot. It's because I'm old. Patty Jenkins is giving an update on film projects she's been attached to, such as Wonder Woman 3 and Star Wars Rogue Squadron. In a new interview, the filmmaker says another sequel to the DC superhero movie will most likely never happen. While appearing on Max's Talking Pictures podcast, Ben Mankiewicz, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, asked the Wonder Woman director if the third instalment was done. Yeah, for the time being, but probably easily forever, she said. When asked if another director would take on the film, Jenkins said, no, they're not interested in doing any Wonder Woman for the time being. So none at all, not doing anything at all. Because we've had that still, haven't we, or whatever, a screenshot of Superman, haven't we, from James Gunn's upcoming Superman film, showing him pulling on his boots. I thought he could just twirl around or go into a phone box and come out fully clothed. They don't seem like pulling his underpants up as he's heading for the window, do you? Didn't see Christopher Reeve doing that, did we? I mean, he jumped out of a window and magically turned into his clothes, just magically appeared, his Superman clothes. But anyway. Jenkins was developing a third movie in the franchise starring Gal Gadot. However, as James Gunn and Peter Safran took over DC Studios, they had a different vision for the DCEU, and Wonder Woman 3 was axed for now. Wingate says, I thought James Gunn was doing the Paradise Island prequel series. I have no idea. But yeah, I've heard, there is something about that, isn't there? But, yeah, maybe, but it's not Wonder Woman, is it? It's, she's not in it, unless there's a kid or something, I don't know, but... Themyscira, whatever they call it. Where were we? It's not an easy task. What's going on with DC, Jenkins said. James Gunn and Peter Safran have to follow their own heart into their own plans. I don't know what they're planning on doing and why. I have sympathy for what a big job it is. Although Jenkins won't be developing a new film for the DCEU, she's working on a movie set in the Star Wars universe. Although the film was removed from the studio's release schedule in 2022, Jenkins says she's working on a script for it now. I'll learn to speak one of these days and read. So, when I left Star Wars to do Wonder Woman 3 and I started working on that, we talked about, well, maybe I'll come back to Star Wars after Wonder Woman 3. So we started the deal for that to happen, she said. Hope she got it in writing. When Wonder Woman 3 then went away, Lucasfilm and I were like, oh, yes, we've got to finish this deal. We finished the deal right as the strike was beginning, so I now owe a draft of Star Wars, so we will see what happens there. Who knows? Jenkins said that Lucasfilm has a hard job in front of them of what's the first movie they're going to do, adding, they have other directors who have been working, but I am now back on doing Rogue Squadron. We'll see what happens. We need to get it to where we're both super happy with it. The director said she would absolutely be happy to direct a film in the Star Wars universe as she finds something so beautiful in this world. If I could do something beautiful and do something that serves that audience, I would love to do it, she added. Listen to the entire Jenkins' entire interview below. So there's a link there. As I said, links for these articles are in the description. So you can follow this link and listen to it there. Yes, she said she wanted to make the greatest space fighter dogfight movie ever, didn't she? In honour of her father. So we will see. I hope she does. And I hope it works. And I hope it's not like Wonder Woman 1984, which wasn't great, but I did watch it all. I didn't turn it off in disgust like I did with Thor, Love and Thunder. As soon as I saw him doing the splits, it went off. Anyway, so I hope she does. Rogue Squadron. I hope she does. And I hope she remembers to have a nod to Rogue One, which is where they got the name from. Oh dear, sort of. Right, what's next? I'd rather see a fighter ship movie than another secret Jedi who somehow lived in the same 20-year period. Yeah. Like Order 66 didn't really work, did it? Although I know they've said, oh well, yeah, there were like thousands of Jedi, and some of it, bound to have slipped through the net, and we're just seeing the ones that slipped through the net. There seems to be a growing number of them, don't there? But anyway, we've got the Acolyte coming. Don't forget. It might surprise us. That last trailer wasn't too bad, although Sci-Fi Quest didn't like it, but never mind. But I thought it was fine, that last trailer for the Acolyte. We'll see. But trailers can be, fickle beasts, can't they? Right, what's next? Oh, The Boys. Oh, we've got a trailer to watch. We've got a trailer to watch for The Boys, so that'll be fun. The Boys' first brutal trailer for Season 4. This is on Sci-Fi Now by Rachel Harper. Butcher is looking to use the soup-killing virus, as in super person, not soup as in with the spoon, because it's spelled differently for one. As seen in Gen V, which I thought were all right, although it was a bit man-hating, but it were all right. In the first trailer for Season 4. And there's, what's his face? What's the name of his character now? He does Lower Decks, doesn't he? What's he bloody called now? Windgrace, come to me rescue. Which one has more, Secret Jedi Who Survived or Secret Children of Sarek? Exactly. Dear. Either actual children or adopted ones. He were a bugger, wasn't he? Effing hell, the first trailer for The Boys Season 4 has been released, and as you'd expect, there's plenty of violence, blood, and flying sheep. Check it out here. Right, we're going to watch it. Jack Quaid, yes. Yes, plays Huey in that. I can't remember the name of his character in Lower Decks. It's eluding me. I know she's Beckett Mariner. What's the bloody he called? Boimler. Yay, Boimler. Got there in the end. Boimler. Brad Boimler. Brad Wick Bloimler, whatever the bloody hell they call him. Yes, Boimler. Yes. Whew. I'd be rubbish in a quiz, wouldn't I? Clock going. Oh dear. Right, let's watch this trailer. I'll have to mute myself, I think. And warning, it's probably going to be violent and swear it and all that stuff. But right, off we go. Bradwood Boimler, yes. Right, here we go.
I look back at my life, and all I see are the messes I made. And I ain't got time to fix it. I can do one thing right with the time I got left. I can't do it alone. I can't do it without you. If you thought things had changed.
This country is corrupt beyond repair, so we gotta save it.
Friends, you better think again.
It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things for the greater good. You'll no longer be beloved celebrities.
But the thought in the fewest of ways.
You will be wrathful gods. Show me a little wrath.
That doesn't sound good, Ashley.
Oh, yeah, no shit, Ashley.
Sorry, Ashley.
The whole world is about to burn.
We need someone like you, Billy, before the soups start rounding us up and dumping us off in camps.
I have found the answer to all our prayers. A virus that kills soups.
This is insane and desperate, even for you.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think, love?
Let's go. Chop chop, motherfuckers.
This is a biblical war of good versus evil. I'm declaring hunting season on Star Ladders.
I can't believe this is fucking happening to me again.
Look, we've all done bad shit. What's insane is that our solution to every problem is murder. Violence isn't brave.
Violence is power.
That's the spirit, champ. Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
If we're ever gonna win against monsters, we need to start acting human.
You're all fucking welcome.
You're all welcome. He puts it on a bit, doesn't he? We know he's not British. He's a Kiwi, and he's from New Zealand. And Carl Urban, oh, cool, blimey, governor. Giving it all that. A virus that kills soups. I wonder if he's doing an impression of Ray Winston, isn't he? I'm here to kill your monster. I am Beowulf. And all that jazz. Right, so cool. That looks fun. And gory and sweary. Right, in season 4, the world is on the brink. Victoria Newman is closer than ever to the Oval Office and under the muscly thumb of Homelander, who is consolidating his power. Batcha, who with only months to live, has lost Becca's son and his job as the boys' leader. You know what, I'm going to have to rewatch season 3 because I forgot what happened. The rest of the team are fed up with his lies, with the stakes. I know he started taking, like, the V or whatever it was, didn't he? I think he did, didn't he? With the stakes higher than ever, they have to find a way to work together and save the world before it's too late. The show stars all those people. Is this before Erin Moriarty had her face job? You know, did she finish filming this before then? Because, I don't know, I couldn't really tell him that. Yes, he's in as well. Jeffrey D. Morgan. If you need somebody to be, like a grizzled whatever, get Jeffrey D. Morgan in. The Boys is based on the New York Times best-selling comic by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, who will serve as executive producers, and developed by executive producer and showrunner Eric Kripke, who did Supernatural, probably why he got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in, and Jensen Ackles has been in it as well, hasn't he? Right, there we go. All right, we'll premiere its 4th season on 13th of June with 3 episodes followed by a new episode each week, ending with the season finale on Thursday, 18th of July. Cool. Looking forward to that. I like The Boys. I like it a lot. So there we go. Not getting the copyright strike, am I? No, it's not saying anything. Cool. Right, what's next? Star Wars, that's what's next. Oh dear, snuffling. This is from Gaming Bible. There he is, Ahmed Best, and his adored character, Sam Call. He says, Ahmed Best returning as Jar Jar Binks for new Star Wars show. Ahmed Best is reprising his role of Jar Jar Binks in a new Star Wars special, a role he hasn't touched since 2005. Ahmed Best is reprising his role of Jar Jar Binks in a new Star Wars special, a role he hasn't touched. You just said that up there. For Christ's sake. Jar Jar Binks is quite possibly the most hated character in all Star Wars media. Probably. And stirred up, well, I don't know. Not now. Maybe before the sequels came out. And stirred up quite the controversy following his debut in 1999's The Phantom Menace. But, he's back. Now the character is returning as the Darth Jar Jar. In the new Rebuild the Galaxy special. Check it out below. So it's a Lego Star Wars thing. Oh, let's watch it then. Sorry, I'm snuffling. Sorry, I can't talk about it.
Space. Time. It's falling apart. The building blocks of the galaxy are getting mixed up. This doesn't make any sense. Worlds will change. People will change in ways we cannot possibly imagine.
I don't love that.
This is wild. X-Wing TIE fighters? Ewok bounty hunters?
Misa going to hurt you, sir.
Darth Jar Jar?
Misa going to hurt you. But Wingris says, I never hated Jar Jar. I started to when all the hate came out. Then I realised I can't let others make me into something I'm not. True. I didn't hate him, I just didn't like him very much. But, I didn't have anything against the character as per se. But I did do my own edit of Phantom Menace with Jar Jar taken out as much as possible. And other stuff. Edited out many of the Rogers. But anyway. So that looks like fun. I've never really watched any of the Lego Star Wars stuff, to be honest. They did a holiday special one, didn't they? I watched that. But never seen any of the others, really. Right, Ahmed Best, who provided the voice and motion capture for the character throughout the prequels, received an intense wave of hate for taking on the role. No, he didn't. Pardon me. I just didn't like the character, which was so severe that it seriously impacted his mental health for many years. The backlash has since died down, with Best even returning to the Star Wars universe in a flashback episode of The Mandalorian, where he played a Jedi Knight who helps Grogu escape Coruscant. His return to a galaxy far, far away, drinking game. Oh, excuse me. Dear. Just Temple says, so they're keeping Jar Jar the same, I see. Yes, because he's always been a Sith Lord. They were all part of the plan. It was him that started it, wasn't it? Him that ended up giving Palpatine his special powers, to extend his reign or whatever. He knew all along. Darth Jar Jar, yes. Anyway, are they going to call him something else, though? Because, Anakin Skywalker didn't become Darth Skywalker. He became Darth Vader, didn't he? Don't know. Anyway, his return to a galaxy far, far away drinking game hasn't stopped there, though, as Ahmed Best is confirmed to return for the Lego TV special, Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, as Darth Jar Jar. Darth Jar Jar has been a fan favourite theory and what-if character for several years now, with many half-jokingly speculating that he'll appear in one of the films one day as its big bad. Now the character will finally make an official appearance, though it's unclear if non-canon, though it's unclear if Darth Jar Jar will play an important role in the story or if he'll just be a quick gag character. The animated special will also tackle a number of other alternate Star Wars scenarios, like if the Ewoks became bounty hunters and if the Republic became just as evil as the Empire did. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy will premiere on Disney Plus later this year on 13th of September and will be split into 4 parts. Cool. And there he is. Me's gonna hurt you. So there we go. But he has returned as Jar Jar Binks before, hasn't he? Hasn't touched since 2005. So that's not really true, though, is it? Because he did return as Jar Jar in the Clone Wars, didn't he? Or in Rebels. I think it was in Rebels. It was definitely in Clone Wars as Jar Jar. Was it Ahmed Best voicing him in that? Don't know. He's Plagueis. Oh, dear. He's going to get revenge on Palpatine. That's what he's going to do. Palpatine didn't really kill him. Anyway. Right, what's next? Oh, Doctor Who stories now. Got 3 of these buggers. From Inverse, who wrote this? Davies Johnston. Could the upcoming Doctor Who season, finale finally deal with real stakes? Someone's marked for death. Doctor Who is changing a lot. The 60-year-old British sci-fi series now has a new Doctor, a new companion, a new streaming service, a new season length, and even a new season order. After the reboot in 2005, what would have otherwise been called Season 14, or Series 14, whatever, I don't know what we did, is now called Season 1. But a new look at the 8-episode season reveals something shocking in the last moments of this new take on the series, but just what it could mean is still anyone's guess. Regardless, it looks like the wait for the 2024 Christmas special is going to be difficult after a shocking cliffhanger. The latest issue of Radio Times reveals episode synopses for all 8 of the upcoming episodes, from the Bridgerton-esque The Rogue to the Welsh folk horror adventure 73 Yards. But the most interesting synopsis was for the 2-part finale, consisting of the episodes The Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death. Is that the Darth Jar Jar one? And there he is with Ruby Sunday. Russell T. Davies describes the adventure as follows. The TARDIS is on a top-secret mission, heading straight for the Unit Tower in the middle of modern-day London. But 10 floors below, a long-buried secret has been waiting since the era of the Third Doctor. John Pertwee, did he say that in brackets? And Ruby's mother holds a vital clue that might change her daughter's story forever. That's how he said it, exactly how he said it. According to Davies, if you don't understand what I said, just read that. Pause it and read that. According to Davies, this is one of the scariest episodes of the season and possibly one of the scariest episodes in years. Sometimes late at night, I won't do the voice again, I play this episode just for myself, he said, so I can imagine being 8 years old and terrified, because this one is the stuff of nightmares. I bet he's one of them that said, I used to hide behind the couch when the Daleks came out. The Daleks weren't scary. The Zygons were scary. Anyway, that's only the penultimate episode leading up to the finale, Empire of Death. Davies teases a devastating tragedy for the ending, including a shocking death. Apparently Doctor Who is coming back at Christmas, he said, but it might just be a blank screen on BBC One for an hour, because trust me, not everyone is getting out of this alive. There he is. But just who could die in this episode? Ncuti, Gatwa and Millie Gibson have already begun filming season 2, so they're safe. Ought to be Kate Lethbridge-Stewart. Why do so many people keep their couch out so far from the wall that they have room behind them? Not my couch. I mean, it's not next to the. It's not in the middle of the room. It's not next to the wall, or because I've got all my DVDs and stuff behind it. But yeah. You hide behind a pillow, don't you? Not behind the couch. Anyway. But just to, they're safe. As this is a unit-focused episode, the most likely candidate is fan favourite Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, the daughter of Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge-Stewart, a long-time friend of the Doctor from the Third Doctor era. John Pertwee, which we mentioned earlier, which will apparently play into this story. However, anyone else could be a possibility. But then again, I think, didn't the Brigadier first meet the Doctor when he was Patrick Troughton? I'm sure he did. Anyway, but never mind. However, anyone else could be a possibility, from Ruby's own mother to unit scientist Shirley Bingham, in a in a wheelchair fitted with bloody rockets and stuff. You know, we can't have Davros. We can't have Davros in a wheelchair anymore. You know, you can't have evil people in a wheelchair. But you can have a goodie in a wheelchair with bloody rockets killing people. Unbelievable. The episode should bring some clarity to the question of Ruby Sunday's mysterious Christmas birth, but the secrets that lie within may be more disturbing than your usual origin story. From the way Davies describes it, it could be the most shocking finale in years, even though it doesn't contain a regeneration or a companion leaving. How that will happen is still a mystery, but with so much changing about Doctor Who, anything could happen. I'm going to say Ruby Sunday dies. Sorry, Ruby Sunday. I reckon she dies. She's just going to pop up in season 2, like Kirk in the Tholian Web. She's going to pop up from time to time and appear in season 2, and they're going to try and save her from where whatever's happening to her. She's going to keep popping up and saying, "Doctor, help me! I'm trapped in this, whatever," and then disappear again, and then reappear again, and all that stuff. And yes, they're going to have trigeneration, or trigneration, as Wingrace says. And then the next season they'll have quadrineration. And it'll go on, and then they'll have 11-to-1-eration. I used that word today. I went shopping today. You know how much it cost me? 111 quid for my regular weekly shopping. 111 quid. So I said to the fella who were doing the checkout thing in the supermarket, I went, £11. And he looked at me like I was a frigging idiot. He didn't know what I was talking about. But anyway, so there we go. That's my prediction. Because now my predictions come true. My toygnostications. She's going to pop up in season 2. She's going to die at the end of season 1. Quotes, die. And then she's going to pop up in season 2 as like a, out of time character that the Doctor's chasing after all of season 2 to try to save her and pull her back into the real, whatever. I don't know. And Star Trek Legacy, mid-2025. Right, there we go. So there we go. Next Doctor Who story coming up. Russell T Davies again. This one's from the Huffington Post this time. Holly Geraghty. Filming on Russell T Davies reveals the real reason Doctor Who is filmed so far in advance. Filming on next year's series is already complete before this year's has even aired. And there he is. Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies has... Sorry, I keep thinking of the Christmas special that I only lasted 10 minutes for. So I'm not looking forward to the new season of Doctor Who. But anyway, Doctor Who show, and keep thinking of him hitting the TARDIS with that big mallet. It's awful. I don't like him. Sorry. But he were all right in Masters of the Air. But he wasn't in it much, but he were all right in that. Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies has lifted the lid on why the beloved sci-fi show needs to be filmed so many months in advance. The BBC series will be making its much-anticipated return later this month, with Sex Education's Ncuti Gatwa taking up the reins as the Doctor. But while the first season of the new instalment has not even arrived on our screens yet, Russell recently revealed that filming of the follow-up has also already wrapped. Oh, pardon me. In a new interview with Metro, which is a newspaper in the UK, I think it's is it a free newspaper, Metro? You know, one of these that you see like in supermarkets or in petrol stations, gas stations. You know, it says, take a free copy. Is the Metro one of those? Or do you have to pay for it? I'm not sure. In a new interview with Metro, Russell explained exactly why the show had to be shot to this schedule. Looks like somehow shot RTD and he's splurting media out of his head. Yes, it does. Yes. Oh dear. Where were we? I'll start again. In a new interview with Metro, Russell explained exactly why, I can't stop looking at that now, exactly why the show had to be shot to this schedule. I always knew that we would have to negotiate the fact that we are shooting so far in advance, he said. In April, we finished shooting the second season before the first season has even gone out. It's extraordinary. State, bloody hell. What's all this? What's all this, Ncuti? Bloody hell. The writer continued that they have to work so far ahead because of special effects. People think special effects are fast and easy these days. It's visual effects, Russell. You know, if you're in the business properly, you'd know that. Special effects are stuff like squibs and explosions on set. But anyway. They are not. The better they are, the longer they take, he shared. So it is very hard for us to answer stuff in the press that we have outstripped in our knowledge by an entire year, and yet we can't give that away. It's just one of the problems of making a show in 2024, and in the end, it is a victim of Doctor Who's success that people are interested. Success. Didn't get, mega views, did they? Last year. A mystery plot development also means that a second companion will be joining the cast for next season, played by Andor's Varada Setu. And there she is, with Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. Is that a tattoo? Or a bruise? There's a tattoo in it. This initially caused some confusion back in April after reports in the tabloid press claimed that Coronation Street's Millie Gibson would not be returning as Ruby Sunday and would instead be replaced by a new cast member. However, the BBC has since confirmed that both actors will indeed be on board for season 15. But, as I said, Millie Gibson will be there going, Doctor, save me. We've got to save Ruby Sunday. Come on, whatever you're called, from Andor. I finally saw my first ad for the new season being played here in the States this weekend. There you go. And Josh Temple's buggering off somewhere. Going to have a coffee or something like that. Or he's going for a wee. Which I'll probably have to do soon. Where were we? Another new cast addition is US Broadway star and two-time RuPaul's Drag Race winner Jinx Monsoon, who will appear as new villain Maestro. They spelled that wrong, aren't they? Sure it's Maestro. Because everybody's saying it's going to be the Master, aren't they? In this weekend's double bill. Was it this weekend? All right. How lucky we were. Oh, are you? How lucky we were to get her. And look at that part, said Russell. It's a man. Doctor Who will return for its 14th season, or first season, on Saturday, 11th of May, with the 15th set to air season in 2025. Is that it? Right, there we go. No comments. Nobody could even be bothered commenting. I hope it's good. It's let's all sit quietly for his return. The Master's coming back. As a drag artist, as Danny LaRue. Look him up. Oh dear. Right, what's next? Right, another Doctor Who story. Another Doctor. This from Den of Geek. Amanda Ray Prescott wrote this one. Doctor Who's Ncuti Gatwa on why the Doctor is scared of Ruby. Exclusive. Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson talk fear, loss, and Series 14/Season 1. 99% sure it isn't the Master. Is it a bit obvious? Probably. Probably. And there she is. She's, easy on the eye. This article is spoiler-free. Well, thank goodness for that. A new chapter in Doctor Who canon history began with the first full episode of the 15th Doctor's Adventures, The Church on Ruby Road. Series 14 opener, Space Babies, takes the Doctor and Ruby's travels to the distant future. The adventures that follow will also feature trips to the swinging 60s, to the Regency era, and to faraway planets. While there will be moments of dancing, sightseeing, and meeting new people and beings, there will also be moments of danger, whether from villains upset that their plans for domination are being challenged. Hang on, let me check something. I forgot to pin this, didn't I? There it is. Let me pin this. Pin message, there we go. Right. Sorry about that. Right, where were we? I'll start again. While there will be moments of dancing, sightseeing, and meeting new people and beings, there will also be moments of danger, whether from villains upset that their plans for domination are being challenged, or from extremes in the environment. There are plenty of things to trigger the Doctor and Ruby Sunday's fight or flight instinct. Den of Geek interviewed Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson about their character traits, what the Doctor and the companion Ruby are most afraid of this season, and the importance of opening the TARDIS door to everyone. Millie Gibson, I don't like how you can see into the TARDIS from outside now. You never used to be able to, because it were obviously, in the olden days, they just used to walk into, they used to pile into the TARDIS, shut the door, and then they'd cut to the studio where the TARDIS set is, didn't they? So I always thought that the actual TARDIS were just like a foyer, like an entrance point to the rest of the TARDIS. But now they open it, you can see the TARDIS control room inside. I don't like that. Just want it to be dark in there. But anyway. Millie Gibson described Ruby as feisty, optimistic and hot, but there's also something unresolved inside her. The Church on Ruby Road revealed that Ruby cannot quite wrap her mind around not being able to find her birth parents, which comes to form a key part of her character arc. Ruby still has a relationship with her adopted mother and grandma when she decides to hop aboard the TARDIS, and that bond is both a comfort and a source of concern for Ruby in the episodes ahead. I think Ruby is scared of losing her family because they're her world, says Gibson. It's a beautiful element in the show that Russell T Davies, showrunner, has kind of incorporated, that it's not the family you have, it's the one you choose, and the family that Ruby has chosen is so special to her. But it's not exactly original, is it? They've had other companions have to choose between going with the Doctor and their families. I mean, even the last lot with what's-her-face, Jodie Whittaker, had all that family, didn't you, with their stuff going on. Anyway, whatever. There's some thematic overlap with the 15th Doctor's character traits, according to Gatwa. My Doctor is confident, vulnerable and flirty. And fabulous. That's what he said he was going to be, didn't he, in that interview. Unbelievable. He tells Den of Geek, but like all Doctors, there's also a point of vulnerability to which the Doctor is reluctant to admit. Fear and facing those fears in various forms is often the bedrock of many a great Doctor Who story. The most obvious fear the Doctor carries through the entire series is the death of the current regeneration, or losing a companion or friend who can't regenerate. death isn't the only way to lose a companion, Freema Agyeman's Martha Jones chose to step away from the TARDIS and continue with her medical training before her luck with the 10th Doctor finally ran out. 10 again. Karen Gillan and Arthur Darvill's Amy and Rory ended up stuck in the past where the 11th Doctor could no longer reach them for timey-wimey reasons. In The Angels Take Manhattan. Not The Angels Take in Manhattan. Whatever. Pardon me. Billy Piper's Rose and the Doctor were separated by living in different dimensions at the end of Doomsday. Another foundational form of fear in Doctor Who arises from fear of the unknown or fear of losing control of a situation. This is particularly true in episodes set in outer space. Normal human fears such as heights, the dark, or being chased by a monster are magnified and brought to life in these new environments. So far, the 15th Doctor has shown the Goblin King, who is the real boss. I didn't see it. I know it was in the Christmas one, but I didn't see it. But some future opponents will arise this season that will require more than confidence or on-the-run improvisation to defeat. The 15th Doctor and Ruby will have to overcome their immediate anxiety over their adventures taking a turn for the worse by looking for clues along the way, tapping into their talents and relying on technology to solve the problem. Well, is Sonic Screwdriver going to do anything now, can't it? Well, David Tennant could. Windgress says, the Angels Take in Manhattan. Lots of sightseeing and angel statues wearing binoculars. They're taking in Manhattan. Soaking it in. Ooh, crikey. While Ruby's motivation this season, how long does this article go on for? While Ruby's motivation this season, I thought that was the end, will be to keep the connection to her family going, some of the 15th Doctor's anxiety is based on his growing bond with Ruby. He's scared of Ruby, says Gatwa. I think he's nervous about letting people into his life. Who are the people that can challenge him? Excuse me, still snuffling. She might not scare him, but certainly he's like, I can't mess around with you sort of thing. Oh dear. The Doctor... Oh no, I'm nearly done. The Doctor's attitudes towards platonic, familial, professional, and in some cases romantic bonds with companions vary widely. The 13th Doctor, in her early episodes, tried to keep her fam, Yaz, Ryan and Graham, Mandip Gill, Tosin Cole and Bradley Walsh, at a distance emotionally out of fear of losing them, but failed. Catherine Tate's Donna was quick to call out when the 10th Doctor either underestimated her or the complexity of the villain of the week. Ruby is younger than Donna, but she has the potential throughout the new season to point the Doctor in a different direction or offer a second pair of hands to solve the problem. 15's hesitation to let Ruby in at first doesn't at all signal the end of their character's development. The Doctor and Ruby, as the season progresses, will develop a beautiful, platonic, for obvious reasons, relationship, Gatwa said. They're two best friends that are both curious and also have a cheeky streak in them. They're the two kids that try to help or push the button when there's a button that says do not press, and they're like, we just have to do it. They both have that energy to them. They just can't help themselves but get into trouble, and they've got hearts of gold. If a button says do not press, don't bloody press it. Just saying. There's another kind of fear altogether that the 15th Doctor and Ruby's adventures may inspire in some sections of fandom, the fear of change, despite some elements remaining the same. Russell T Davies is returning as showrunner, and yet Disney Plus is now in charge of international promotion and distribution, which is why it's on at 12 o'clock at bloody night in the UK. Initially. Fans have already seen, but Disney Plus have no, they have no power or input, Fans have already seen Joe Martin officially play the first canonically black Doctor, and now Ncuti Gatwa will be the first ever black male Doctor. The series 12 tagged... I'm shaking my head because... William Hartnell was the first Doctor. That timeless child stuff, it's a lie. The Series 12 tagline was Space for Everyone, and Series 14 builds on that theme both in front of and behind the camera. I certainly wanted to see a lot more diversity in the crew when I arrived, and so I think we as a production tried to make that happen, Gatwa said. This initiative has allowed for new people to enter into the industry, which can be a very closed-off place for new people to break into. A lot of this initiative is also coming from Russell in the show, and everyone on the crew wants to take it on. And so you know if you're going to be in that sphere that Doctor Who is going to be pushing things forward. So it's now up to fans who might be hesitant about Series 14/Season 1 to give the Doctor and Ruby Sunday's adventures a chance. Doctor Who will premiere on Disney Plus on May the 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and on BBC One and iPlayer in the UK at midnight on May the 11th. So, at the same time, but bloody midnight. There we go, that's it. So there we go. So, scared of Ruby. Did it say that? I was reading it, but I don't know. Oh, he's scared of Ruby, it says there. Scared of losing, scared of hurting her, or something like that. So there we go. We'll see what happens, won't we? Hang on, where were we? It's perfect time for me to watch it. Well, yeah. You're welcome to pop in. Are you going to do a stream? A live stream? Oh dear. Oh, I've got to get rid of it. Sorry. Snuffling. Right, and finally, last story. Yeah, right. This is from Total Film. Miami West, the Godfather director's new sci-fi starring Adam Driver gets the first teaser as he dedicates the film to his late wife. Megalopolis, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, has unveiled a first look clip. Oh, there ain't a bloody link to it, is there? Oh, for Pete's sake. We'll see. Legendary director Francis Ford Coppola has unveiled the first teaser for his new star-studded sci-fi movie Megalopolis, alongside a touching tribute. The Godfather Helmer took to Instagram recently to share the footage. Oh, so it might be in that. We'll follow that link. Which you can watch above. No, we can't. And explained that the film is dedicated to his late wife, Eleanor, who passed away on April 12th. Oh dear, I'm very sorry, Francis. It makes sense then that he uploaded the clip on what would have been her 88th birthday. Megalopolis has always been a film dedicated to my dear wife, Eleanor, Coppola wrote in the emotional post. I don't even know if I'm going to review it. See, even Windgrace can't be bothered with Doctor Who these days. Anyway, I really hope to celebrate her birthday together this May the 4th, but sadly that was not to be, so let me share with everyone a gift on her behalf. Also featuring Jason Schwartzman, Grace Van der Waal, Catherine Hunter, Talia Shire, obviously, D.B. Sweeney, John Voight and Giancarlo Esposito, Megalopolis, which cost around $120 million to make and was largely bankrolled by Coppola himself. He likes taking risks, doesn't he? Even he did in his early days, didn't he? Centres on a young woman torn between her father, an old-fashioned mayor, and her forward-thinking architect lover, which I think is Adam Driver, as they clash on how best to rebuild New York. Oh, excuse me. After a devastating disaster. The trailer, which you can watch above, which we can't because it's not bloody there, opens on Driver's suited and booted character Caesar precariously stepping out of the window of a grand-looking skyscraper and staring out at the noisy city far below him. He goes to step off of the building, but just as his body rocks forward, he yells, "Time, stop!" And it does, shaking and breathing heavily. He leans back to safety before clicking and starting time once again. So it's like a holodeck or something. I don't know. Megalopolis has yet to announce an official release date, but will be sure. Only somebody picked it up. Because, you know, he was doing the festival rounds, wasn't he? Cannes and all that. So I wonder if somebody picked it up. We'll be sure to keep you posted. While we wait, check out blah, 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 blah. So let's check this link. I will open link in new tab. I'll have to get out of this. And we'll see if it's in there. Right. Oh, here we go. Yes, it is. Right. All right. Can I pause it? Yes, right. Hey. $120 million, so like one episode of a modern TV show that people end up hating. Pretty much. Pretty much. Can I make this full screen? No, it doesn't look like it, does it? This is it here anyway. So off we go. That it? Looks like it, doesn't it? Is it going to start again? Yes, it is. Right, shut that up. That looked interesting. I did that earlier today. It's always a good time. Stopping time. Them clouds were whipping by at a speed, weren't they? So is it some sort of, you know, like a holodeck or something like that? It looked like we were up on the Chrysler building, didn't it? Something like that. Or can they change time? Some sort of simulation in it by the looks of it. I bet that's what it is, a simulation. But it looks interesting. We'll see, won't we? We will see. Right, so that's that. Was that the end of that article as well? Yes, it was, right. So we're done. That's it, we're done. Done and dusted. For another week. Maybe a bit of Dark City thing going on. Yes, possibly. But that spoilers. If you've not seen, I'll not say it. All is not what it seems with that in the Dark City, is it? Right, so there we go. Hang on. Ooh, what's that? Oh, you buggers. So annoying. Sorry, I got a copyright claim on The Machine, this week's Magnificent Monday. In fact, I got two. And I disputed them both, and one of them got released. You know, yay! But the other one, they said it's still valid. Unbelievable. Never mind. I don't make any money off them anyway. I never get super thanks out like that. So, never mind. I probably would have done now, but I'm not going to get that chance, am I? Unless I trim out that section, which I'm not going to do. Why? You were sharing a movie that almost nobody knows. Exactly. I'm blaming the trailer. Because I put the trailer at the beginning. And whenever I put trailers on, I always get loads of copyright strikes. But the bit that they were on about were later on in the film. It wasn't for the trailer. I got one for the trailer. And they released that one. But then I got another one for something later on in the film. I don't recall playing long sections of the film. But anyway. You convinced at least 2 of us to go find it. It's a good film, is The Machine. It is. So they should pay you. Yes, they should. Bloody hate YouTube. Anyway. Right, so we're done. Right, what's next? What's coming up next? Friday. Oh, yes. To think then. Where are we? Where have I put it? Where have I put the bloody thing? Oh, there it is. Friday's appointment with here. This week we're doing Mimic. We should have done last week, but I wasn't well, so we missed it. So we're doing that this week. And next week's Friday night appointment with here, we're doing The House on Haunted Hill. Yay! So that's next week. And then on Monday, thingamabob, Magnificent Mondays, we're doing Escape from New York. John Carpenter's Escape from New York. So that'll be fun. But we're not watching the film. If anybody's, thinking, we're going to watch that film together, are we all? Just going to play the film on YouTube, like some sort of frigging idiot. No. We're going to watch it, see series of stills and talk about it. Anyway. Where's that? Oh, what's happening here now? Well, it was half you and half Katie Lotz. Yeah. She's very nice. Double feature. No. Although, for the House on Haunted Hill one, I might do Return to House on Haunted Hill on Patreon. I might do that, one of those. Like I did with Ginger Snaps and all that. So, anyway. Right, so, there we go. And Sunday be sketch time. I'm doing one of the picture that came second in the poll. I'm doing that one this week. So, there we go. So that's what's coming up. Right, we'll leave it there. So thanks, Windgrace. Thanks, Josh Temple. And thanks, Laura. I think that's all we've had into it. Yes, thanks for keeping me company while I waffle on about what I think is news. But we'll leave it there. And I will shuffle off into the night. Take care, one and all. I feel all better. Yes, I'm getting there. I'm still a bit snuffly and stuff, but I'm getting there. And I'm not going to play this bloody game again. I don't know. I might do. I just got angry. Bloody Skull and Bones. I might just put it on again and just build up my ship, potter about, gathering resources, doing all that, getting better before I lunge into the missions. But it should let me do it, shouldn't it? Straight away. If it's an early mission in the game, it should let me, do it. Or if I'm not up to a rank that, says, I shouldn't be able to do it, it should tell me, shouldn't it? But whatever. Right, so I'm going now. So, hang on. Thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.